all the 12-volt systems in the van, obviously to protect your leisure battery.
Right.
So if you leave everything...
So I actually would push that down.
Yeah, and that will switch your 12-volt system. So that when you're in storage, you're not using it for a while.
Yeah.
You can press that down.
Yeah.
Also, make sure to switch it back on again there, otherwise it won't switch on up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's everything down there. So back to your heating. As we veered off course a little bit. Right. So to change anything on the heating system, so obviously with that's the top line just showing what's operating. If I click the big button, it lights up the second line now. So if I just scroll around with this button, if I get this one flashing, that's your heating. So I'll click on that, so you can switch heating off, or
Up to 25.
up to 30. Okay, so 30 degrees. So depending on where you want, say 25. I'm just going to see if it's going to, yeah, there we go. So that flame on the top line is now flashing. The reason for that is the heating hasn't achieved that temperature that you just requested. So well, obviously when it gets to temperature,
Actively heating now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it will be in a second, yeah. So the next one along, I'll just click back onto that one. So get the next one along. Just trying to see if I can hear the fan, but I can't hear because of the racket going on outside. Water heating. Water heating off. Turn it eco, which is about 40 degrees. Hot, about 60 degrees, or boost. Okay, so whichever one you decide to put it on, click on it, confirm it. Same as the temperature, click on confirm the temperature, which one have you set. Yeah. So I'll explain on the water heating, so you've got 40 or 60 degrees or boost. Boost function, so if you want to use the shower on board, is the fan off it?
Yes.
Yeah, I can just feel a bit of a draft then. Right, so on the water heating side of it, boost function. If you're going to use the shower, obviously you've got a 10 litre container, which is obviously once you've heated it up, or obviously you need to boost it to get it to warm up quicker. Or the other thing is, obviously you may have hot water already in there. If you do the boost function, say half an hour before you want it, so before you have the shower, then you've got extra hot water in there.
Yes. Okay.
So that's the reason we use the boost function. What will also happen if you put it on boost is it will shut the fan down on the heating side of it for that period of time. Okay. Next one along, this is your energy you're going to select. So you've got options of gas on its own. So when you're on your festival, gas is a likely option because electric won't be there or won't be available. You've got options of electric and gas. So that's gas, electric 1, electric 2 and gas. I'll explain that in a second. Electric 1 on its own or electric 2 on its own. So select which one. So click and select it. The fan's just slowed down again. By the sound of it.
Yeah.
Right. So the difference between electric 1 and electric 2. Electric 1 roughly 1 kilowatt. It is slightly less, about 900 watts. But if you remember, it was 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt. Okay. Then obviously mix 1, mix 2, same again. So gas and 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatt. The reasons why we've got mixtures of. So if you look at the electric 2 kilowatt, it's not a huge amount of energy. What that's trying to do is obviously heat 10 litres of water and this room. If you compare that to home and a kettle, 2 kilowatt kettle, it's trying to heat up what, 2 litres of water. It's not trying to heat the kitchen up. Okay, so 2 kilowatts is not a huge amount of energy. In the summer it's probably efficient enough and it'll give you a reasonable amount of hot water and a bit of warmth in the room, depending where you are and what country you're in. So mix is an option. So mix will, one, obviously it's higher energy, it will use both to get from cold a lot quicker, plus what it will do is use both energies. Once it gets to temperature, it will shut the gas off. It will tick over on electric for that period of time, unless someone leaves the door wide open, temperature drops, or use all your hot water.
So mix, you're trusting it to get it quickly up to temperature and make everything right, and to maintain it using the best way possible.
Yeah, so it will tick over on electric, so it's prioritised to electric. Obviously if you've got no electric then it's going to prioritise gas anyway, but yeah, it will bring in the gas when it needs it. So obviously if once the temperature's dropped a significant amount, and then gas will kick in alongside the electric to bring it back up again. Right. Okay. Next one along is your fan. I'll just click on that. So you've got options of eco, high. There is a boost function there. You can see that it's not allowing me boost. Okay. The reason for that is boost will only operate really if you're trying to increase it by say 10 degrees. If you're trying to increase it by 1 degree, it doesn't really want to do boost. I can't be bothered to do that. It's too much energy, too much like hard work. Just to exactly. Just sit there with your coat just that little bit longer. But same with the fan. The fan will only come on if you want to boost it, say over 4 degrees. If you're trying to boost it by 1, again the ordinary fan won't come on either. Okay. So if I just increase the temperature there now, and hopefully that should show you be able to get boost. Oh no, so we're reasonably warm in here now, so it's not going to go boost it up to up for that degree anyway.
It's very intelligent, isn't it?
Oh, they are clever. They are clever systems. You can see now I've set 30 degrees in the centre there. So when it's flashing between temperature set and the clock, you can actually turn it from there and reduce it or increase it depending on where you want it, and click it again. So you don't need to go into the further menu. Just go back, just turn that, scroll that, and it'll change the temperature where you want it. Okay. There is further menu as well, like setting the clock or timer. And there's again further menu than that. And if you want me to go through that as well, or you're quite happy with the basics
no,
of.
We'll have a look in the book for the timer and that sort of thing.
It is quite. It's you know how straightforward that is. The timer is pretty clear as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy with that bit? Yeah. Good. It's pretty straightforward. But obviously things, if you come across things like this before, obviously you're quite au fait with electronics and things like this. It's not too bad, is it?
Well, we've got that many different timer clocks in our homes now. You have to adapt between them, don't you? We've got underfloor heating and central heating timer and everything else.
Oh, there's a lot of things. Yeah. Obviously they're catching up with these on the motorhomes and caravans now. They've got Aldi system, which is a wet central heating in caravans now. You can have, and it's also on the new models this year. You can actually control the systems via an app now as well. The heating and the lights.
We're not up to that at home yet. So.
No, yeah. So that's all fun. You can imagine trying to explain all that to people who've just got a brand new van. Right. So other things. So you're happy with your water system, your heating.
Yeah.
I'll just go on to the other appliances now then. So your fridge. So at the moment we're operating on gas. So the on-off button is that one there. You just press and hold that. It switches it on or off. Okay. So you can operate on gas. You can operate on electric. You can operate 12 volts. 12 volts is coming from the vehicle. Okay, so that is not coming from the leisure battery, it's coming from the vehicle battery or vehicle powered system. So that only works when the engine's running.
And that's why it's beeping.
Yeah, it's beeping now because obviously it recognises the engine's not running.
Yeah.
So the energy is not available.
Yeah.
So you put it onto electric, it will automatically decide whether it's going to draw from a 230 volt hookup or whether it's going to draw from your leisure battery.
No. If you whichever one you select. So if I select electric, it's going to search for electric. It's not going to do any other energy apart from that. If there's no electric there, it will just show you that failure again.
So it takes off the leisure battery.
No, it doesn't take off the leisure battery. It takes it from the vehicle. If I'm doing this now, it's not going to do anything for that fridge. It's warning me now that nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the engine starts, that will then shut that up, and it will start providing 12 volts to that fridge.
Right.
Yeah. It won't cool the fridge down. It just maintains the temperature, so it's acting like a cooler box when you're travelling.
Yeah.
So you need to cool it down before you travel. Okay, so if you've got this parked up at home and you can put an electric connection to it, or gas if you wanted to, you could cool it down overnight before you travel.
Right.
Yeah.
Then just before you start off, obviously make sure you pull the cable out.
Yes.
Switch it to battery. As soon as the engine starts running, then that will provide 12 volts to that. Okay?
Yeah.
Otherwise, obviously when you're on site, either electric or gas.
Yeah. I think that was the question, was when it's then on the electric, it's intelligent enough to work out.
It's not that intelligent, this one.
No, whether
you can get fridges that do that,
right?
but this one isn't. This is.
So we have to physically tell it power off electric or power off electric.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So, but you wouldn't select that other than
when you're travelling.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that will then I think what I'm trying to ask is, will that then automatically decide when you're on electric whether it's drawing off your 12 volts or your 230 hookup?
You have to select. When you get to site, you've travelled on the 12 volt system from the vehicle.
Yeah.
When you get to site, as soon as you plug in the electric, come in, press that onto electric.
So you tell it.
You have to tell it.
Up.
Yeah, it's not as good as the
I still am not expressing myself very well. So when you've told it that,
that's it. Then it will select electric.
But which electric will it select?
240.
It'll always be.
That's 240. That's 12 volts.
That is only 240.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's never leisure battery.
No.
Right, that's what I wasn't grasping.
The fridge does not run off leisure battery. It's only off electric, gas, or 12 volts when the vehicle's it's coming from the vehicle.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
To light the gas, it's just a matter of selecting it, then it will automatically light. If it fails, it will come up with that failure again. So you see the hazard light flashing, it'll beep at you. The reasons for that may be you haven't turned your gas on, or you haven't got any gas, you've run out, or If you remember that crash
Oh, the
sensor
little
button, yeah,
pippy
it may be
thing.
that you just need to reset that, see if that's the issue, or it may be just air in the system. Okay, so if you changed a cylinder recently, or you haven't used it on gas for a while, you can get air in the system. All you do then is just, once it comes into failure, check all them things, then you just press the hazard button, and then that'll reattempt to light it.
Okay.
Okay, it may take 2 or 3 attempts if you haven't used it on gas for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, most people tend to operate on electric if they've obviously got electric on site.
Yeah.
Or use electric. Okay,
Yeah.
easy or easy enough.
So I guess if you wanted to run appliances and you were worried about blowing your electricity supply,
Yeah.
you could temporarily switch to gas
Yeah.
to take it off electric, so your hookup was available for
Yeah.
A cup
hair
of
dryers
coffee.
or
Yeah,
coffee
well, that's
machines.
it,
or
yeah.
whatever it
Well, yeah, it
was.
depends on obviously. Yeah, just coming on to that now that we started talking about. Obviously, you've got to be careful on how much electric you're using. Start plugging in things like kettles, toasters, hair dryers, hair straighteners. Obviously, I don't have any trouble with any of them, but
No, we don't use hair dryers or
no.
straighteners. So
But obviously, they're high energy.
Yeah, we need
Anything
to be
that heats things up
careful.
is high energy. If you plug a load of them things in,
yeah.
what it will do is just trip the bollard.
Yes.
Okay, it shouldn't trip anything in here. It will trip the bollard outside.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what site you're on. You may have to go to the warden to go and get him to go or her to trip it back up again. And if you do that again, then they will definitely not be very happy, and you might be kicked off the site.
But the,
No, not really, but
as long as if we
Just be
think
careful,
we're on somewhere that the electric isn't as powerful as somewhere else,
Yes.
we could switch that on to gas
Yeah.
before we make our cup of
Exactly,
coffee
yes.
here with our coffee machine.
that's it. Yeah. Exactly.
Brilliant.
So it all depends. I don't know how big.
We're quite intelligent about how we
Yeah,
manage
obviously
things.
you've thought about that already.
In.
You've obviously thought about that already, which is good. Some people just think they can plug everything in and it's going to be okay. And
We're not
Yeah,
we're
it
not
depends what
big
site you're on.
users of electric. We
No.
try to be very conscious about how we use stuff anyway.
yeah, we definitely will be in a van or in a motorhome.
Well, if you've got a smart meter at home, you're very
Yes,
careful.
yeah, you will see how much is going in, but
Yeah.
obviously you don't see that with on the bollard. But I was on site somewhere, I think it was down Dorset Way, and I was in a trailer tent at the time, and all I had was a cooler box. You could hear the fan go, and it switched off. What's up with that? Because you know, as soon as that's off, you've got to run around quick.
Yeah.
You don't want anything going off.
Yeah,
And I ran outside. I thought, oh, perhaps I've tripped the bollard.
yeah.
And looked down. Everybody else was coming out of the caravans. It's like everybody was. I was like, well, that's odd. Why is it? The whole line had gone.
Power cut.
No, what it was, a person who got us on a seasonal pitch had brought their fridge freezer from home and plugged that in the awning, and it just shut the whole line off. Because everyone's coming out, well, who's done this? And
How
then,
selfish.
yeah, but they didn't realise. They thought they could just plug things in, and away it goes. Oh, it's electric, isn't it? We'll just plug it in.
Yeah, but you're miles away from anywhere.
Yeah,
Why would
they
it be
don't
just
really-
like at home?
Well, no, but it's electric. It's electric. Oh, I can plug electric in. Doesn't do that at home. Some people don't realise that you are using a hell of a lot, or you're not using that much electricity being in here, but 1, 2, 3 bits all switched on at the same time can make that
I
difference.
think because our background is camping.
Yes, you will be more
and
aware.
We've got a smart
Yes.
meter at home.
Yeah.
We think before we do anything, I'll put the kettle on the gas.
Yeah,
and
if you've
that
ever
sort of
used
thing.
electric in camping, then you know how much electric you can use, and
Yeah.
definitely not, or not. It all depends on most motorhome caravan camping sites. They will have a 16 amp bollard, which most of the time you shouldn't trip them unless you are doing something stupid.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't trip them. But if you go on the CL sites, they could be lower,
Yes.
and or the continent could be lower as well.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh. Oh, good. I thought, what's happening then? Oh, someone's playing with the lights and the.
Oh, they've got us a new one of these.
Oh,
No
yeah.
scratches on.
That's good.
Very good.
Right. Cooker, straightforward enough if you've been camping as well. Obviously, you don't need a match or anything to light it. You've got an igniter there. So I said 12-volt systems
Yeah.
everywhere in the van. So
Brilliant.
just pressing all that, switches that on.
Such
Obviously, if you-
luxury.
luxury.
I'm not having to use a clicker to light
Oh
it.
yeah, that's it. Especially if you're in here with the grill or whatever, and you try to put that in, and
Yeah.
woof, and the back of your hair
nightmare.
starts burning.
Yeah.
So obviously got a combined oven grill. So same, that will light off that one again. So you got the oven. Obviously you can't do the oven and grill at the same time.
No.
It's either or.
Smash it.
Okay. With this, obviously, if you've never driven a motorhome before or a van,
They rattle, don't they?
definitely anything that going down the road will drive you absolutely nuts. So what you'll find is you'll find what bits do rattle, so what you will need to affect
Wrap in a
as
tea
in wrap,
towel.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Same with anything like that. can move, can rattle. So you will find them as you're driving along.
Yeah.
What is actually making the noise, and try and cancel that out. Glass plate, again the same. Do not travel that up there. That comes down and on there. It's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So again, find somewhere secure to put that.
Yeah.
I'll just put that there
To remind us. Yeah.
Yeah. Microwave operation. You see that turning? Does nothing. So obviously it's another electrical appliance you've got in your van. Press the microwave button once. That's your percentage wise, 100%, 50%. Press it again. You can turn that for seconds. Okay, so that's on the microwave button. And you just press start where it goes, or quick start on the start button. Goes up in minute increments. And off it goes itself. Okay.
I think that's quite a big consumer of power, isn't
I think it's around about 800 watts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that So as I said, if you're on a caravan and camping club or caravan motorhome club, their site's usually pretty good. So you should be able to operate that no problem with the heating going at the same time. You shouldn't have any problem. Or
is that like
as
the
well.
fridge? Will that only work off hook up? That won't
Yes.
draw off the leisure battery. So all the leisure battery, in essence, will do is the lighting system and
So
the
if-
essential control
essential
panels.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you were on the site with no electric, obviously it's igniter for that, igniter for your fridge, igniter for your boiler, then you obviously the pump. So obviously to operate your water, and obviously lights. So they're the main things. So as you see,
Sort of like essential systems only.
yeah, it's your background systems.
Yeah.
But obviously you could still light the cooker without
Yeah.
that if you didn't have that. But obviously your fridge you couldn't, and your boiler you couldn't. You can't start sticking a match inside that and trying to light it.
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Obviously
the other
bathroom.
side.
Yeah, well, on this side you've got the drop down sink. So that's quite easy. So you forget if you've left that open to drain it. Obviously that's all shut up there.
Yeah.
You forgot about that. You'll have water streaming down into that. But it obviously is this one here. If you've left that open before you switch your water pump on, then you could have a face full of water. Okay, toilet. I'll see if I can get inside here. Right, so to use it, that's the waste flap. So obviously remember that that's not closed correctly. The waste container may not want to come out. So you obviously use it, then flush it. So obviously it's got a little bit of water in there. And once you're finished, close it. Okay, straightforward as that. And do remember to open it before you use it, because we had one customer who didn't, and then must have taken the waste cassette out, and it just and they're not the easiest places to get underneath to clean it.
Oh.
You imagine that was nice. Okay. Well, they are quite good. I must admit these things are.
So the shower
it is compact.
control is
Yeah. So you've got a mixer tap. Yeah. So you've got a mixer tap, and then what you've also got on the actual shower head itself is a little button.
That's the
Yeah. So that's an on-off as well.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So you obviously when you're having a shower, you are limited to how much water you've got. 10 litres of hot water in that tank. Obviously, it's not going to last too long. And obviously, by the time you get down to half of that tank, it's obviously then filling back up with cold water. So you've got half a tank of cold water and hot water.
You wet yourself,
which is
switch it off, shampoo all over.
Which is why there's a switch
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
And then rinse down.
That's it. Yeah. So you just do a little bit at a time, and
It's like a bucket wash only with a shower.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, if you leave it on, you think you can just have it flat out, then it's not. It's going to be a cold shower before long. Or you just use site facilities. Site facilities are really good on both of the club sites.
Yeah.
They are very good, and you can use as much hot water as you want. Okay. Then obviously wardrobe. Just go in there.
Lights still on in there.
Yeah, all the lights are on everywhere at the moment. Right. What we've got in here, obviously apart from table storage and the packing cushions as well for the bed, is the aerial. Okay, so you've got a directional aerial amplifier at the back there. So to operate it, before you put that up, have a look, see where everybody else is pointing their aerial. All you do is just slide it up. Got this indicator here. So it gives you a rough idea of which way it's pointing. Then lock it off. You can change the top angle of it as well, so that is indicating horizontal. On this little info note here, it just tells you there. So if you just wind that up or down, it goes into the red, and you know you're in there. That. Okay, have a look. See again, if everybody else is pointing in that kind of direction and that angle, obviously they must be getting a signal.
So that's just a TV aerial?
Yeah, TV aerial, yeah.
I don't know if we're going to have a TV or not.
No, it's there if you want it. Okay. Then obviously make sure you bring it down. If you do put it up, make sure you bring it down for when you're moving about. Okay. This here is the cover for the windscreen.
Yes.
Okay, so the windscreen, the side window, sorry. So it's got a line that goes across the windscreen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So those are just side windows.